Have you ever wondered why you keep attracting the same kind of people into your life? It's a puzzling situation that many of us face, often leaving us feeling stuck and frustrated. In this video, we'll explore the spiritual reasons behind these recurring patterns and how you can break free from them. Understanding why this happens is crucial because it can help you create healthier relationships and a more fulfilling life. By the end of this video, you'll gain valuable insights into your own behavior and learn practical steps to change your attraction patterns for the better. Imagine surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you instead. So, if you're ready to uncover the secrets behind your relationship dynamics and transform your social circle, stick around as we dive deep into this empowering topic. Subscribe to the channel now and uncover the mysteries of spirituality with Carl Jung. Let's get started on this journey together. Recognizing and understanding our relationship patterns is crucial for personal growth. These patterns can reveal much about who we are and how we interact with the world around us. Often, we find ourselves attracting similar types of people or circumstances, which can lead to frustration and confusion. For instance, you might notice that you consistently attract partners who are emotionally unavailable. This is not just coincidence. It is often a reflection of your internal beliefs, past experiences, and unresolved issues. Consider the story of Emily, a woman who always seemed to end up in tumultuous relationships. No matter how hard she tried, she found herself drawn to partners who were distant and uncommitted. As she reflected on her past, she realized that her parents had a rocky relationship filled with conflict. This environment shaped her subconscious belief that love was supposed to be difficult and fraught with drama. Emily's journey toward understanding this pattern began when she decided to take a closer look at her choices in relationships. She discovered that her attraction to chaos was a way to recreate the familiar, even if it was unhealthy. This realization is an open loop that leads us to a powerful insight. The patterns we attract in relationships are often mirrors of our inner world. But what if I told you that by recognizing these patterns, you can start to gain profound insights into your own identity? This awareness can serve as a compass, guiding you toward healthier connections and ultimately helping you break the cycle of unhealthy relationships. As Emily continued her self-reflection, she began to journal about her experiences and feelings. This practice not only helped her understand her past, but also allowed her to envision a different future. She started to ask herself important questions. What do I really want from a relationship? What fears are holding me back from pursuing a healthy partnership? Reflecting on these questions opened up a new path for her, one that was filled with hope and possibility. But what can you do if you find yourself stuck in a similar cycle? It's important to first acknowledge these patterns without judgment. This self-compassion allows you to explore your beliefs about love and intimacy. For example, if you grew up with the notion that love is hard to find, you might unconsciously choose partners who reinforce that belief, making it difficult to experience joy and fulfillment in relationships. The beauty of this journey lies in the potential for transformation. By identifying these core beliefs, you can start to challenge and reframe them. What if love could be easy? What if you are worthy of a healthy, supportive relationship? As you ponder these questions, you begin to shift your mindset, creating space for new possibilities. In Emily's case, she eventually learned to embrace the idea that she deserved love that was nurturing and kind. Through visualization techniques, she imagined herself in a loving partnership where communication and respect were at the forefront. She visualized herself happy and fulfilled, which helped her rewire her brain to attract healthier relationships. As you embark on this journey, remember that understanding your relationship patterns is only the beginning. It sets the stage for deeper self-discovery and transformation. The more you reflect, the more empowered you become to change the narrative of your love life. So what happens next when you take this crucial step towards self-awareness? The path ahead is filled with opportunities to rewrite your story, leading you toward the fulfilling relationships you've always desired. By taking these insights to heart, you are not just changing your relationships, you are transforming your life. Self-reflection is a powerful tool that can unveil the hidden dynamics of our relationships. It allows us to take a step back and examine the patterns we have formed over time. Imagine Sarah, a woman in her 30s who, despite her best efforts, always ended up in relationships with partners who seemed emotionally unavailable. Initially, she felt like a victim of her circumstances, wondering why she couldn't find someone who truly cared for her. However, after engaging in self-reflection, she began to uncover the layers of her past that influenced her present. Sarah's journey started with a simple journal. Each evening, she dedicated time to write about her day and her feelings regarding her relationships. At first, the pages were filled with frustration and confusion, but as she continued, she began to notice a pattern in her entries. Each time she described her partners, she highlighted traits that were similar. They were often charming but distant, fun but never fully present. This realization sparked a curiosity within her. Why was she attracting these types of individuals? As she delved deeper, Sarah recalled her childhood experiences and the messages she received about love and intimacy. She remembered her parents' tumultuous relationship, filled with arguments and a lack of affection. The underlying belief she had adopted was that love was synonymous with pain and disappointment. This belief was not something she consciously acknowledged, but it shaped her approach to relationships. She had been subconsciously seeking partners who mirrored her early experiences, affirming her belief that love was indeed hard to find. This moment of clarity marked a turning point for Sarah. She realized that self-reflection was not just about understanding her past. It was about empowering herself to change her future. But how can you embark on a similar journey of self-discovery? The answer lies in embracing the process of reflection and being open to the truths that may emerge. To facilitate this journey, consider creating a safe space for your thoughts. This could be through journaling, meditating, or even talking to a trusted friend. The goal is to explore your feelings and thoughts without judgment. As you engage in this practice, pay attention to the recurring themes and emotions that surface. What fears do you have about intimacy? What beliefs have you held onto that may no longer serve you? The transformation that occurs through self-reflection is profound. Imagine moving from a place of confusion and frustration to one of clarity and empowerment. The shift from feeling like a victim to becoming the architect of your relationships is a powerful one. As Sarah continued her journey, she began to set intentions for the type of relationship she wanted to attract. She visualized a partner who was emotionally available, nurturing, and supportive. But self-reflection alone isn't enough. It's essential to take actionable steps based on the insights gained. This brings us to the next crucial aspect of transformation: identifying core beliefs. Once you understand the patterns that have shaped your relationships, you can work on dismantling the beliefs that no longer serve you. Sarah's story exemplifies the journey of self-reflection. It highlights how understanding our past can illuminate our present and guide our future. The emotional weight of her experiences transformed into a sense of empowerment, allowing her to seek healthier relationships. This journey is not linear. There will be challenges along the way, but each step taken in self-reflection brings you closer to the relationships you desire. By embracing self-reflection, you open the door to understanding yourself better. You'll discover that the patterns you've been trapped in can be changed, leading to healthier relationships filled with love and support. Remember, the journey of self-discovery is ongoing, and you have the power to shape your relationship destiny. Identifying core beliefs about relationships is a crucial step in transforming the patterns we attract in our lives. Often, these beliefs are deeply ingrained, formed during childhood through our experiences and the messages we received from family, friends, and society. For many, these beliefs act as a lens through which we view love and relationships, shaping our expectations and interactions with others. Consider the story of Daniel, a young man who grew up in a household where love was often associated with sacrifice and pain. His parents fought frequently, and every time they did, they would remind him that love requires suffering. As a result, Daniel internalized the belief that love is hard and fraught with struggle. This belief guided his choices in partners, leading him to consistently attract individuals who mirrored this dynamic, relationships filled with conflict and drama. But what if Daniel had taken the time to recognize and question these core beliefs? By engaging in self-reflection, he could have begun to unravel the layers of his past. He might have realized that the conflict he witnessed as a child was not the only way love could manifest. With this insight, he could have opened the door to healthier relationship patterns. The question many viewers may have is, how do I identify my own core beliefs about relationships? One effective method is to journal about your past experiences with love. Write down messages you received growing up about relationships. Did your parents discuss love positively, or was it often linked to struggle? Did they encourage open communication, or was silence the norm? Reflecting on these questions can reveal patterns and beliefs that may be limiting your ability to connect with others. Additionally, consider the role of affirmations. If Daniel had taken the time to create positive affirmations about love, such as, "Love can be joyful and fulfilling," or "I deserve healthy relationships," he would have started to rewire his beliefs. Affirmations can be powerful tools for transformation, helping to shift negative beliefs into positive ones. As we explore this topic further, it's essential to understand the emotional weight these beliefs carry. For Daniel, recognizing that he could choose a different narrative was liberating. He started to visualize a relationship where love was about support rather than suffering. Visualization is another powerful technique. It allows individuals to imagine the kind of relationship they desire, reinforcing new beliefs and setting the stage for attracting healthier partners. However, simply identifying and visualizing new beliefs is not enough. One must take action based on this newfound awareness. This brings us to the importance of establishing healthy boundaries. Daniel, for example, learned to say no to relationships that mirrored his past. By doing so, he created space for healthier connections to flourish. But what happens when you start to say no to what no longer serves you? Initially, it may feel uncomfortable. You might fear losing connections or facing rejection. However, those initial fears often give way to empowerment as you establish a clearer sense of self-worth and what you truly desire in relationships. As you embark on this journey of identifying and reshaping your core beliefs, remember that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Daniel faced challenges as he navigated his new approach to relationships, but each setback taught him resilience and reinforced his commitment to change. Growth takes time, and each small step leads to a more fulfilling connection with others. Ultimately, identifying your core beliefs about relationships is not just a task, it's a transformative journey. By understanding and challenging these beliefs, you open the door to new possibilities, allowing yourself to attract the kind of love you truly deserve. So as you reflect on your own beliefs, remember that change is possible, and the journey toward healthier relationships begins with you. Visualization techniques are powerful tools that can significantly shift our beliefs and help us attract healthier relationships. Many people remain unaware of their potential to create the life they desire through the simple act of visualizing. For instance, let's consider the story of Mark, a man who felt trapped in a cycle of unfulfilling relationships. He wanted a loving partnership, but it always seemed out of reach. Mark decided to explore visualization as a means to change his relationship patterns. Every morning, Mark dedicated 10 minutes to visualize his ideal relationship. He closed his eyes and imagined himself in a happy, supportive partnership. He pictured the little moments, cooking together, laughing, and sharing dreams. The more vivid his mental imagery, the more real it felt. This practice began to rewire his brain, helping him to internalize the belief that a loving relationship was possible for him. But how does visualization work? It taps into the brain's ability to create new neural pathways. When you visualize positive outcomes, your brain begins to recognize these outcomes as achievable. This process is known as neuroplasticity. Numerous studies show that athletes, for example, use visualization to enhance their performance. They mentally rehearse their routines, which helps them perform better in real life. Similarly, when we visualize our desired relationships, we start to align our actions and choices with those visions. However, visualization alone is not enough. It's crucial to combine it with actionable steps. For Mark, this meant not only visualizing but also engaging in activities that brought him closer to his goal. He started attending social events, joining clubs, and putting himself out there more. Each time he encountered someone new, he reminded himself of his visualization practice, allowing himself to feel the excitement of the potential connection. As Mark navigated this new territory, he learned the importance of setting healthy boundaries. Before, he often found himself overcommitting or accepting less than he deserved out of fear of being alone. But now, empowered by his visualization practice, he began to say no to situations that no longer served him. This shift not only reinforced his self-worth, but also attracted individuals who respected his boundaries and valued him for who he was. Mark's journey illustrates a common pitfall. Many people fear vulnerability. They worry about being judged or rejected if they show their true selves. However, vulnerability is essential for building authentic connections. Mark learned that by being open and honest about his feelings, he could forge deeper relationships. When he shared his dreams and aspirations, he found others who resonated with his vision, creating bonds founded on mutual understanding. As Mark continued on this path, he faced challenges and setbacks. There were moments when he felt disheartened, questioning whether his efforts would yield results. But he remembered his visualization practice and the community he was building. Each setback became an opportunity for growth rather than a reason to give up. He understood that transforming his relationship patterns was a journey that required commitment and patience. By the end of Mark's story, he had not only attracted a loving partner but also cultivated a deeper, more meaningful relationship with himself. He learned that visualization, when combined with action, boundary setting, and vulnerability, creates a powerful shift in how we relate to others. The transformation from feeling unworthy of love to embracing a supportive partnership is a testament to the power of belief and the courage to change. As we reflect on Mark's journey, it's clear that visualization is a vital step in altering our relationship patterns. By envisioning what we desire and taking proactive steps to achieve it, we can create the relationships we long for. Now, imagine what could happen if you applied these techniques in your own life. What shifts would you experience? What new relationships could blossom? The journey towards healthier relationships starts with the power of your imagination. Establishing healthy boundaries in relationships is essential for fostering mutual respect and understanding. Many people struggle with this concept, often feeling guilty or anxious about saying no. Imagine a person named Alex who, for years, felt overwhelmed by the demands of friends and family. Alex was the go-to person for everyone, always ready to help, but this left them feeling drained and unappreciated. The turning point came when Alex realized that being available for everyone was actually harming their own mental health and relationships. Setting boundaries is not just about saying no, it's about valuing yourself and your time. When you establish clear limits, you communicate your needs and expectations to others. This leads to healthier relationships, where both parties understand and respect each other's space. Alex started by identifying what felt comfortable and what didn't. This process was not easy. Initially, Alex faced resistance from friends who were used to having unrestricted access to their time and energy. However, by consistently asserting their boundaries, Alex gradually created a more balanced dynamic. One might wonder, what happens when you start saying no to what no longer serves you? The answer is transformative. As Alex set boundaries, they not only felt more empowered, but also began attracting relationships that were more supportive and respectful. For instance, a friend who previously took advantage of Alex's kindness noticed the change and adapted, leading to a deeper and more respectful friendship. This is the beauty of boundaries. They clear the path for more authentic connections. However, many people fear that setting boundaries will lead to conflict or rejection. The truth is, while some may initially resist, most will respect your honesty and appreciate your clarity. Boundaries help define what is acceptable and what is not, and they can even strengthen relationships. For example, when Alex communicated their need for more personal time, friends began to understand and even encouraged Alex to prioritize self-care. This shift not only improved Alex's well-being but also fostered stronger bonds, as friends felt they could be more honest and open with each other. Yet, setting boundaries is just part of the equation. It requires ongoing commitment and courage. People often think that once they've established boundaries, their work is done. But the reality is that boundaries need to be reinforced regularly. Imagine if Alex faced a situation where an old friend tried to push for their time again. Instead of reverting to old habits, Alex remembered the lessons learned and confidently reiterated their boundaries. This not only reinforced Alex's position, but also served as a reminder to that friend about the importance of respecting personal limits. As you embark on your journey of setting boundaries, remember that it's perfectly normal to feel uncomfortable at first. Embrace the discomfort as a sign of growth. You might find it helpful to practice saying no in low-stakes situations before tackling more significant ones. For instance, If a colleague asks for help on a project that you don't have time for, start by politely declining. This practice builds your confidence and equips you with the skills to handle more challenging conversations. As you continue to establish healthy boundaries, you'll notice a shift in your relationships. You'll attract people who respect your limits and appreciate you for who you are, not just for what you can offer. The transformation from feeling overwhelmed to empowered can be profound. You'll find that with each boundary you set, you're not just protecting your well-being, you're also inviting healthier, more fulfilling relationships into your life. Now that you understand the importance and impact of setting boundaries, you can take actionable steps toward transforming your relationships. Embrace this journey of self-discovery and empowerment, and watch as your social circle evolves into one that truly supports you. Vulnerability is a powerful force that can transform our relationships, allowing us to forge deeper connections with others. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to authentic interactions that can lead to true intimacy. Imagine a person who has always kept their guard up, afraid to show their true self for fear of rejection or misunderstanding. This was the case for Emily, a young woman who longed for meaningful relationships but felt trapped in a cycle of superficial connections. Emily wanted to connect with others on a deeper level, but she struggled to let her walls down. For years, she put on a brave face, sharing only parts of herself that felt safe and acceptable. However, this approach left her feeling lonely and disconnected. One day, after a particularly tough week, Emily decided she was tired of feeling this way. She wanted more than just pleasantries. She craved real friendships and love. But how could she achieve this without exposing herself to potential hurt? This is where the journey of vulnerability began. Emily started small, by sharing her thoughts and feelings with a close friend. She opened up about her fears, dreams, and even her insecurities. To her surprise, this act of sharing not only relieved a burden, but also encouraged her friend to reciprocate. This exchange fostered a deeper bond, and Emily realized that vulnerability could lead to connection rather than rejection. However, she still had moments of doubt. What if she was judged? What if her openness pushed people away instead of drawing them closer? As Emily continued to embrace vulnerability, she found that it wasn't just about revealing her weaknesses. It was also about sharing her passions, her joys, and her true self. She began to express her opinions more freely and share her aspirations without fear of judgment. This shift transformed her interactions. She started attracting people who appreciated her authenticity and reciprocated with their own vulnerability. Together, they created a safe space for each other to grow and thrive. The benefits of embracing vulnerability are profound. Research indicates that people who are willing to be vulnerable tend to have stronger relationships. They experience greater trust, deeper emotional connections, and increased overall satisfaction in their relationships. When we allow ourselves to be seen, flaws and all, we invite others to do the same. This mutual exchange creates a bond that is hard to break. Yet the journey into vulnerability is not without its challenges. Emily faced moments of fear and uncertainty. There were times when she felt exposed and worried about how others perceived her. But through each experience, she learned that vulnerability is a muscle that strengthens over time. The more she practiced, the easier it became. She found that her fears of rejection often stemmed from her own insecurities rather than the reality of others' perceptions. The transformation in Emily's life was significant. She went from feeling isolated and lonely to surrounded by a supportive network of friends and loved ones who celebrated her for who she truly was. This newfound courage allowed her to pursue deeper relationships, including a romantic partnership that blossomed because both she and her partner were willing to be vulnerable with each other. As you reflect on your own journey, consider how embracing vulnerability could change your relationships. Are there areas where you hold back, fearing exposure? What would it look like to take that leap and show your true self? The potential rewards are immense. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you can create connections that are authentic, meaningful, and transformative. So, as you ponder this, remember, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a strength that can lead you to the rich, fulfilling relationships you've always desired. Taking actionable steps towards creating new relationship patterns is a transformative process that can significantly enhance your connections with others. The journey often begins with a deep understanding of what you truly desire in a relationship. For instance, imagine a woman named Emma, who spent years feeling unfulfilled in her romantic life. She wanted a partner who was emotionally available and supportive, yet she found herself repeatedly drawn to individuals who were distant and unresponsive. One day, Emma decided it was time to change her approach. Emma took a moment to journal her thoughts, listing the traits she longed for in a partner. As she wrote, she visualized not just the characteristics but also how it would feel to be in a loving relationship. This act of journaling became a ritual for her, allowing her to clarify her desires and manifest what she was looking for. By putting pen to paper, Emma began to shift her focus from what she did not want to what she truly desired. As Emma continued her journey, she incorporated affirmations into her daily routine. Each morning, she would stand in front of the mirror and confidently declare, "I am deserving of love and respect. I attract healthy, supportive relationships." This simple practice helped rewire her mindset, enabling her to believe that she was worthy of the love she sought. Over time, she noticed a change in her interactions with others. She began attracting individuals who reflected her newfound beliefs. But what if you face setbacks along the way? This is a common concern for many embarking on such a journey. Emma, too, experienced moments of doubt and frustration. There were days when she felt tempted to revert to her old patterns, particularly when she encountered someone who seemed charming but ultimately untrustworthy. Each time this happened, she would remind herself of her affirmations and reflect on her journal entries. She understood that setbacks were not failures, but rather opportunities to learn and reinforce her commitment to change. One powerful story of resilience involves a man named Jake, who, after a series of unfulfilling relationships, decided to take action. He committed to setting aside time each week to reflect on his past experiences and the lessons he had learned. Through this self-exploration, Jake discovered that he had a tendency to ignore red flags in his relationships due to a deep-seated fear of being alone. By acknowledging this fear, he was able to confront it head-on. He started to practice saying no to situations that did not serve him, which was initially uncomfortable but ultimately liberating. As Jake embraced this discomfort, he began to notice a shift. By establishing healthy boundaries, he attracted friends and partners who respected his needs and desires. The transformation was profound. He went from feeling anxious and unfulfilled to experiencing genuine connections based on mutual respect and understanding. The key takeaway from Emma and Jake's journeys is that taking actionable steps is crucial for anyone looking to redefine their relationship patterns. It begins with understanding your desires and taking small, consistent actions toward those goals. Journaling, affirmations, and setting boundaries are just a few strategies that can help you stay on track. Remember, change takes time and effort, and the path may be riddled with challenges. However, by remaining committed and open to learning from setbacks, you can create meaningful connections that truly reflect who you are and what you deserve. The journey is worth it, and every step you take brings you closer to the relationships you've always wanted. Change is a journey filled with challenges, and when it comes to transforming our relationship patterns, it's essential to recognize that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Overcoming these obstacles demands resilience and commitment. Consider the story of Lisa, who always found herself in toxic relationships. She yearned for a healthy partnership, but felt stuck in a cycle of disappointment. One day, after yet another breakup, Lisa decided to take action. She began to identify the patterns that had led her to the wrong partners repeatedly. As Lisa embarked on this journey, she encountered numerous challenges. The first hurdle was recognizing her own part in the cycle. She had a tendency to overlook red flags and often ignored her feelings in favor of keeping the peace. This realization was painful but necessary. Lisa learned that acknowledging her past choices was the first step to changing her future. Many viewers may relate to Lisa's experience. It's common to feel defensive when confronted with the truth about our patterns. Lisa's story illustrates a crucial point: the importance of staying committed to your journey despite setbacks. In her case, she faced moments of doubt and frustration, wondering if true change was even possible. Yet, instead of giving in to despair, she sought support from friends and even joined a self-help group where people shared similar experiences. This community became her anchor, reminding her that transformation takes time and effort. As Lisa developed her self-awareness, she began to implement practical strategies. One of these was journaling. Every day, she wrote about her feelings, her fears, and her aspirations for a healthy relationship. This practice not only helped Lisa track her progress, but also served as a powerful tool for self-reflection. It's a technique that can be beneficial for anyone on a similar journey. Journaling allows you to articulate your thoughts and feelings, making them easier to understand and manage. Another strategy that Lisa found effective was creating a vision board. She collected images and words that represented her ideal relationship and displayed them where she could see them daily. This visual reminder kept her focused on her goals and helped her rewire her thinking about love and connection. It's essential to remember that visualizing success can create a mental blueprint for achieving it. However, setbacks still emerged. There were moments when old patterns resurfaced, tempting Lisa to revert to her comfortable but unhealthy choices. When this happened, she relied on her support system. Friends would remind her of her progress and encourage her to stay committed. This network of support is crucial, as it can offer the encouragement needed to keep moving forward. The emotional toll of this journey is significant. It can be disheartening to face the parts of ourselves we may not like. Yet it's precisely in these moments of vulnerability that true growth occurs. Lisa learned to embrace her imperfections and view her setbacks as learning opportunities rather than failures. This shift in perspective is vital for anyone facing similar challenges. Ultimately, Lisa's perseverance paid off. After months of hard work and dedication, she found herself in a loving, supportive relationship. The journey wasn't linear, but each step forward brought her closer to the connections she had always desired. Her story exemplifies the importance of staying committed, even when the path becomes rocky. Now, as you reflect on your own journey toward healthier relationships, remember that challenges are merely stepping stones toward growth. Embrace the process, lean on your support system, and stay committed to your goals. With determination and the right tools, you can transform your relationship patterns and create the fulfilling connections you deserve.